So on the first one, you have Bet, Resh, Aleph, Shin, Yod, and Tav. These are the letters as you are seeing them. On this one, it's a Bible reading video. And so this is the second part of the video. I don't know when I made it, 2 months ago or whatever. I don't know. So I thought, you know what, instead of just trying to make one whole video, let me just break it up into smaller videos. That way it can be much more easier, because it's going to take me forever. So basically, this is the Jesus on the cross in Genesis verse 1. Verse is loaded. The word we are reading is Bereshit. Now, on the last video, we used ancient Hebrew, and we're showing like the letters. If it is your first time seeing any of these videos, the Hebrew language is a packed language. It has actually 3 different modes. It has a number language, old interpreted language, and then it has the modern day square language that you know. But today we're gonna focus on the modern. Okay, last time we focused on the old, on the old, and that was crazy. We're just looking at the verses, and we pulled out the cross out of that word. Now these words, it's gonna be all words inside the word Bereshit. Bereshit is the first word in Genesis, and Bereshit means in the beginning. So the word that says in the beginning, in the Hebrew, it goes deep. So on the first one, you have Bet, Resh, Aleph, Shin, Yod, and Tav. These are the letters as you are seeing them. Now, out of the first 2 letters, there is a word that comes out of there. So we're going to pull out a message from what it says there. The first word, it's sun. It's bar. In picture format, what it means. But now we are pulling it in word format. Okay. So Bet is the word for house, and so we explained that in the first video. Resh is the word for head, and so that's the second letter. So out of this word, a house and the head, comes out the word son. So it's funny that the son of the house is the head. And so if you just pause, wait, then you go to the next word, which is God, which is Aleph. So the third letter, that's Aleph. That's God. That stands for an ox idea, or the Alpha and Omega. That's where you get that word. So now the third one here, you gotta really move a little bit around, but you still get the same sentence. But remember, this is a word out of this particular wording that's put out here. Shin, Yod, and the Tav. This word, these 3 letters give you the word thorns. Out of these letters that are in the first word, you are able to pull out literally the state in which the cross is. The son of the house is crowned with thorns. One word, Bereshit. You are able to pull out the state in which he is in, the shame that he faces. So this speaks of the shame. This speaks of the cross in the state of the crown upon the Son of God. It will be one of shame. Now, why is this important? It's because this is the image that they were to have on him. When you go into Isaiah, this is the image that he's talking about. He's talking about a suffering Messiah. The entire Bible then goes to illustrate this with Joseph. He becomes the king from his suffering. Is that not exactly what the Bereshit prophecy is actually giving us? It is that there is a suffering about this Messiah. Judas did not like the idea of a suffering Messiah. Judas fought it by every single means. Peter stood up and he said, "Hey, you can't be." Jesus says, "Get thee behind me, Satan." What is that? That is the idea that the Jews were rejecting. The idea of a suffering Messiah that goes through tribulation and trials. But in the very first verse, the suffering Messiah was a prophecy in the very first word. Again, I'll see you on a later on episode. Y'all know what it is. If you like this kind of commentary and somebody recommended it to you, do subscribe to the channel. I'll try and get one out every week. It's Ricky, and I'll see you on a later on. Salute.